break their poor form of recent weeks and get the win here tonight.
Harps, we look forward to your call alongside Brenton Speed. It's a hot one in Melbourne tonight, currently 33 degrees. We will get drinks breaks throughout. The smoke haze is still at Amy Park, but the game will go on. Western United a chance tonight to overtake Melbourne City on the Hyundai A-League ladder. Don't go away. Kick-off right after this short break.
Hello and welcome to Amy Park. Not too far away from kickoff here between Melbourne City and Western United. The second time we've seen these two clubs go head-to-head. Back in round 3, City won in Geelong 2-1 thanks to a brace from Jamie McLaren. How will this one play out? Second spot is on the line. Melbourne City currently have it. Western United 2 points adrift of them in 4th. A clash between two top 4 teams. Important for Western United to get some points on the board again because they've got their first bye of the season. Next week, they're playing their 13th game of the campaign. There are some teams that have only played 10 times so far this season. Alessandro Diamanti had to give himself the hurry up there. And here come the two teams. Plenty of changes as well, as we'll get through with the team news. There are 11 changes to the starting lineups in total from what we saw in the final game of 2019 for both of these clubs. This game given the all clear despite smoky skies in Melbourne. Players warmed up in that and they'll take it on, but of course all of our thoughts are with those battling the bushfire tragedy that is ongoing in this state and around the country as well. And we're now going to pause for a moment's applause.
Around Australia, our thoughts are with those who have suffered loss and those who continue to face hardship and adversity. Our hearts go out to the families that have been affected by the loss of loved ones and to the many communities that have been impacted. We also take this opportunity to pay tribute to the heroic efforts of our firefighters, other emergency service personnel, and many volunteers who have rallied in this time of need.
Melbourne City looking to bounce back from back-to-back losses. They lost the derby here and then to Sydney FC, both by a 2-1 scoreline. Of course, they couldn't get it done against 10 men last time out against the Sky Blues. Let's check the team news. And 6 changes for the host. Dean Bazanis back in goal. Tom Glover away on international duty at the moment. There's a first start of the season for Florent Berenguer, the Frenchman, who's been coming back via the youth team, and 1 substitute appearance at senior level. Richard Vinbickler is in the heart of defence. Harrison Delbridge, a surprising omission, drops to the bench. Wales, Adrian Luna and Scott Jamieson, who returns from illness, are the other ins for the hosts. Western United, well, they make a stack of changes as well. 5 in all. Valentino Yule comes in after earning his team that late penalty last week as a substitute. Apostolos Stamatolopoulos, part of a vibrant new attacking force, along with Besart Berisha, of course, the mainstay. Dario Yurtets returns to midfield. And there are new faces in the back 4. Jonathan Aspro gets an opportunity in the heart of defence, and Seb Pasquale, who we haven't seen play in the A-League since he was a rising star with the Melbourne Victory. Actually debuted in a Melbourne derby against City. He makes his first appearance for the club and will play in the right-back role, we're led to believe. Of course, he left as a young starlet in the midfield role. Headed to Ajax for 3 years with the Dutch Giants. They'll need Durante's experience today. 326 appearances and counting. And the potential for some A-League debuts off the benches as well. There's some youngsters hoping for an opportunity. There is the A-League's greatest ever goal scorer, closing in on 200 games in this competition as well. Number 198 today. Pretty handy record against City in derbies, and with the Brisbane Roar, of course, who he first played with down under. Henry McLaren, also a marksman with that club before joining Melbourne City. Goalless in his last 2 games after being the fastest ever to double figures in an A-League season. And well done to all of the Melbourne clubs who have pledged $2 from every ticket sold this weekend to go to the Bushfire Fund as we get underway in Friday night football. Melbourne City looking to get straight on the front foot through Craig Noon, popping up on the right-hand side. Wales is on the left, and Durante deals with the early ball in. It's good evening to Andy Harper.
Speedy, Happy New Year. There's a wobbly one.
Very scratchy from Curto. Happy New Year to you too, Mark.
And we'll enjoy the football tonight. We must enjoy the football tonight. Let me extend everything we got to the communities around Australia. Not alone. It's a horrible, horrible time. There's
Berenguer. First time he started a game since last season's finals. Turned over by City and trying to launch a counter as Stamatolopoulos and Barisha and Ewell both pointing to opportunities in the central area rather than out on that left wing where former Adelaide United man saw something brewing. Atkinson is one of the City players who could hold his head high after the performance against Sydney FC, but he turns it over there again. Ewell, who scored the club's first ever goal in their first ever trial a long time ago now as they got ready for A-League action. And he suffered an injury, so that's why we haven't seen him so much at the start of the season. Up to full speed now. Back from offside position here, so doesn't get involved. As good found Luna. Josh Berlanti speaking this week says they're not giving up on the Premier's plate, even though that loss to Sydney FC opened the margin up to 9 points at the top of the A-League ladder. Noon again looking lively, free header. He had all the time in the world to sum it up, but didn't have the accuracy, Jamie McLaren.
Well, given his goal-scoring feats this season, notwithstanding the last couple of weeks, that's an amazing miss. A good offering from Craig Noon. He's been a bit flat, the Englishman, but he put on a beauty there for McLaren.
Craig Noon seems to have a spring in his step on this right-hand side. I've seen him operating a lot out on the left. Jamison flew home from Sydney and bent that one out of play. He picked up the virus that's been going around. So he didn't play. And they might have missed his leadership as well. The coach, Eric Mombert, asking for more from his team in terms of a strong mentality. Right now he's trying to sort out the error guard.
Have a good weekend, Eric.
Now Young can see the funny side, the goalkeeping coach, Melbourne City. Barangay able to go early. Aspro dived in. How will Pasquale fare in that right back role with Wales to contend with as Jamison picks out Noon. Nice idea back across the face, and they call Pasquale out of it. Confident they were going to get that goal kick. Remember when he put on a show against Juventus at the MCG of all places in the ICC back in 2016, Seb Pasquale. And Kevin Muscat was saying, don't go too bullish on him. Sure enough, Ajax saw what he was doing.
But he played well. Saw Eric Mombats there, Speedy. There was an image last week in the Ryan Grant send-off, which has sort of been seared into my consciousness. When the Melbourne City coach went up to Kurt Ams, who was looking through the video, pointing to the screen.
Here's Wales into the area, picked out Barangay. They asked for a penalty, they may not need it. The ball is bundled home, and Jamie McLaren scores now inside 5 minutes. Ends his little goalless drought, and Melbourne City get the payoff from a red-hot start.
Well, they all count, but has there been an uglier A-League goal, Speedy?
Not many.
Nice work from Lockie Wales, in truth, but it's what hit, in she goes. So credit the good work of Lockie Wales and the leader. Aspro can't get in the way, out of the way. Curto can't pick it up, and Jamie McLaren puts the big toe into it. That wouldn't have been handball, I'd venture to say. Didn't matter. McLaren, after not nailing the header that was put on for him for Craig Noon, takes the easier option, and that's a rebound from a quarter of a yard out.
67 A-League goals now. 109th appearance today in the top flight. one behind Adam Lafondra, who was able to go past him in recent weeks. Aaron looking to hit back. Berengay involved early on, likewise Noon, who tried to find the Frenchman through the legs of Payne.
Safe to say that goal isn't going to make the highlights reel, but it gives Melbourne City the lead. And I just finished that point because he did the game. And when Eric Bombards is remonstrating with I'm thinking, what sort of look is that? Is this a coach who's actually, is he doing this so his players will see the energy he's putting in? Or is this a coach who momentarily has lost his stuff? And if it's the latter, I don't know, he's cut a pretty composed figure when in control most of the season. But was that a sign I was thinking that things are getting a little bit wobbly and he's lost a bit of control? I don't know. But anyway, his nerves are settled now with that goal from Jamie McLaren.
Mark Rudan has got to be worried. Mentioned in that pre-game interview with you guys that they've gone with a back three most of the season with the wing backs. Tonight they're going with the back four, and Aspero and Pasquale understandably looked a little shaky early on. Here's Durante for Yule, cut out by Jamison.
Well, two things about Western United's start speed is their ball security has been poor in general, and they're finding it, as a function of that, really difficult to play through Melbourne City's press. It doesn't matter what your formation is, players still have to be able to receive the ball and pass the ball. It's a principle that Rudin wouldn't have jettisoned in his changed formation.
Again, ball out from Aspero under pressure, cut out by Penalty. Jamison's been spraying the passes around early. Penalty, the former Sydney FC man, into the stride of Wales, who elected to head it first time. So had to be quick. Decent connection gives Yule a chance to bring it down for Berisha. The speed of Valentino Yule, released by Diamante. And delivering for Stamatolopoulos, coming at that back post that was agonising. It was hanging in the air for a long time. It just kept on drifting away.
He was just on his heels a bit, Apo, wasn't he? But Yule did well. He won the header in his own half to get the ball onto Berisha, and then he continued his run. Diamante found him. He set that one up quite nicely, and the little thing did on his heels was Stamatolopoulos, but nice little hit back from Western United. They've struggled early.
Oh, what a ball, Diamante. Stunning stuff. And Yule double ricochet, unfortunately, out of him for the goal kick. He doesn't know it. He thinks he's getting a corner. Well, what about that ball from Diamante? No look.
It's incredible. It's an incredible pass from Diamante.
Is that a completed through ball? I'm worried about our stats, guys. They say that Diamante's had about 5 completed through balls this season. I feel like he's had about 20.
Five per game, mate.
I'm going to have a little face-to-face with Brendan Acosta to just ask him about Diamante's completed through balls. 10 minutes gone, and he's got one on the board already here. Atkinson finding Florent Berengay. Now Noon. Great trickery from the Englishman. Back to Bramante. Heel from Luna. Didn't quite come off. Pasquale strong in the challenge. And Berisha bowled over by Vinbickler. Spoke to him pre-game, and he reminded me, I've played Berisha a few times before in that 3-3 draw, Ulsan against the Victory. 6-2 it was in Korea against the Victory in favour of the Korean side, and he was also involved earlier this season in that round 3 game, the last time we saw him. And he's got one in early there on Bess.
Well, there's a couple of things in that. Firstly, yeah, I've played Besart Berisha a couple of times, and he's less dangerous when he's on the ground. And secondly, I got a chance to cement a place in the team. I don't know where it's come from necessarily. Harrison Delbridge been left out, and it's been Bickla's chance.
And the coach did say this week he wants to see more aggression. And Bickler may have read the news. There's Diamante again. Yurtets kept it away from Noon cleverly. Skotadis in midfield, getting a good run of starts. The 27. Payne bends one around the corner, despite the best efforts of Craig Noon, and now Stamatolopoulos. Berisha holding things up. Knew where Skotadis was. Diamante didn't quite get hold of yet another shot from outside the box. He's had 40 of those this season for 1 goal from that range. Scored a penalty last week. Now Berengay across the face, and Pasquale did enough against Wales.
Well, that was a close thing, and this would have been really painful for Mark Rudan, because it was a sweeping attack from Melbourne City on the back of what was a reasonable attack from Western United, and you don't want to be so exposed defensively because you attack.
Atkinson. Lopez put enough pressure on. Finn Bickler getting the better of Berisha. That's another chat between those two. So you've taken this free kick quickly, earned by Berlanti. Want to keep this one up tempo. Dominating possession. Moon seeing more than his fair share. Aspro did enough against McLaren. Got his hands full though, the youngster, the former Wanderer and Mariner, in the heart of defence. McLaren scored that brace against Western United. They were down to 10 men when he completed it. Then he walked over to the podium and did the interview with Fox Sports. It was a walkie-talkie kind of interview. It looked okay, and then he was ruled out with a hamstring concern for a couple of weeks. Free kick given away here by Yurtets. And City again take it quickly. Noon against Payne. One side to the other, a chance for Wales to run at Pasquale. Back post delivery for Noon to rise over the top of Payne. There's no Javier Cabrera tonight. He's out with a hamstring concern. Anti almost no look option. And again. Defensive work for Payne, left for Atkinson, and nearly, very nearly. And it was last touch off Aspro again, as Berengay was on the hunt for his first A-League goal.
Well, Western United getting all sorts of joy down the near touchline. This is the best Craig Noon's played since the FFA Cup, I'd suggest. Very close to an own goal there. But linking beautifully with Atkinson, who's been very lively again. I concur with your sentiments, Speedy. He was very good last week in the loss against Sydney. He's brought that very energetic form here tonight, linking beautifully with Noon. Lachie Wales taking the corner. He's been lively down the other flank.
Not a bad routine either, taking the breath away of a few fans. And Jamison lets fly, a la Scott Galloway on his right boot, the lefty. There's a blocker in the road. If Aspro didn't get that touch on that previous cross or shot from Berengay, then McLaren may have been lining up for number 2. As he can see, part of our commentary team on the sideline tonight is Archie Thompson. How are you going down there, Arch?
Yeah, mate, really good. I must admit, when I woke up this morning and I seen the haze, I actually thought to myself that the game would get called off. But coming into the stadium, the haze disappeared. I'm really surprised with the intensity, especially in this heat, and knowing that the air is really thin. But the intensity level, especially from City, really, really dominant in this first little period.
Yeah, the pollution reading was really high at one stage today, and that's what they bring into account when they're thinking about calling the game off or not. And somewhere between 150 and 200, it's under real threat. But just before kickoff, it was down to 118 at reading. So on the improve.
118 watts, Speedy, do you know?
Well, no, I don't.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's well below 150. Sort of putting it in perspective a little. And let's hope that's what's happening right across the board. Everything's lessening a little. Able to track it down. Barisha working hard. Referee saw a 50-50 brewing between Ewell and Galante and took it back to the foul by Barisha. Absolute dominance in terms of territory there, as you saw a moment ago. 77% of it for City. Come up with an answer for me, Hutch?
For your edification, Speedy, it's a fine particle reading. So 200's off. The fine particle problematically in the air is 200. As you said, the game's off. And it drops significantly to that figure you quoted.
Nice ball out from Good to Wales. Here's Luna, the Uruguayan, playing today. Oh, McLaren, brilliant! Wales! Oh, he couldn't finish it off. Just hesitated at the key moment, perhaps, and Berengay may have prevented Noon from scoring as Curto was flying through the air. McLaren thought it must have been off a Western United player. Didn't realise it was off Berengay's back.
It's a very one-sided encounter, this, so far. Lockie Wales, you'd reckon, we'll be looking at that thinking, how do I do better next time?
You know how he does better? He pulls out the Matt Letizia goal against Newcastle for Southampton. He'd already flicked it over his back, remember? And then he did a similar touch, and then he just caressed it on the half volley. And Wales had that chance, but he let it bounce higher than that and was indecisive. So look up the YouTube of the greats and deliver. Give us a bit of Letizia magic.
There's never too much of that in life. But he was put through beautifully by McLaren. We're just thinking before that move unfolded for Melbourne City how difficult Western are finding it at the moment. The personnel changes, the formation change, and there's something awry because it's all one-way traffic at the moment.
Atkinson drifting inside this time, and they asked for a handball. He stretched. If it hit the arm, he's in trouble, I reckon. He must have got the chest across. Yeah, we'll be running the rule over that as Barisha's given away the foul.
I thought it was a play on. Yeah, it's off the chest.
Just off the badge. These little shifts from their set pieces. Noon delivers a little too much on it, allowing Curto to advance. The reigning A-League goalkeeper of the year picked up the golden glove, if you like, on Johnny Warren. Warren Dolan Medal Award night. Yurtet's just dropping back from midfield as Western United build. 5 wins, 5 losses, couple of draws for the new team this season. Important positioning from Yurtet's that time. There was a big hole in behind for McLaren. Spell of possession so far from the visitors. 3-1 last week by Wellington in Ballarat. Skatardis back to Yurtet's. Playing keepings off. They've got it with the right man now to play a forward pass. Stamatolopoulos bringing it down for Payne. Yurtet's. He had Luna in a spin. He lost his own bearings. I'm told we're going to have drinks breaks tonight, midway through this first half. One may well be imminent. So that little sequence put them in front in terms of completed passes. Here comes Wales again, onto his right. And another miss hit from the youngster. 3 A-League goals to his credit, closing in on 50 games. One of those youngsters banned from the Australian under-23 team, hoping to go to the Olympics this year. The rest of them up in Thailand at the moment, getting ready for their group opener. We wish them well. Graham Arnold looking to take a team to the Olympics again, just like he did in 2008 to China. He took on Lionel Messi, Argentina and all that. There are plenty of Melbourne City players in that squad as well. Glover, Nazarene, Metcalf, Denny Genre. Finn Bickler again, reading the play. And Bazanis, he sat on the bench the last 3 games. Glover was given his opportunity. Bazanis lost his spot. Now he gets the recall. And a chance to impress his French coach again. And there we go with that stoppage after the foul. It's time for that first drinks break. Eric Lombart's choosing Nathaniel Atkinson as his first target for advice.
You'd have to say, however, that he'd be happy with the opening 25 minutes. The damage might be greater from a Western viewpoint. On that basis, Mark Renan will be happy to get to the drinks break, only having hemorrhaged the 1 goal. They've been pretty disjointed to start so far. And see if he just takes the opportunity now of be imparting a little bit of wisdom to select players. I wonder if there's any tweaks coming up. I'm watching when they build up, Speedy, that their back 4 is very flat. Oftentimes when you play with a back 4, the wing fullbacks push up high to give you that passing outlet and so that you're not so easily caught in the press. The fact of the matter is, Western United have been doing everything in front of Melbourne City. They haven't turned them around, got in behind them nearly enough in that opening period.
10th time in the last 11 games that they've conceded the opening goal. So they've been in this position a lot, Western United, and they've turned a lot of games around, famously across town against the Victory when they were 2 down by this stage. 2 down inside 10 minutes or so. There's rarely any panic from Mark Rudan. Confident his team can turn things around. We wait to see whether it's the case here. Diamante beats a couple. Brilliant turn in behind for Yule. Teammates in the middle. Berisha all the way through to Stamatolopoulos. Past Atkinson. Pinballing around. Diamante denied by Good, was it, on the line? And then giving away the foul. He can't believe he hasn't scored. He hit it so well.
Well, what a great move. Diamante started it by brushing off Brillante and halfway. The two regained their space and fought it out on the edge of the box. But Yule does well here. Berisha, it sits up for him and Bess is thinking maybe, but it just sails over his head. Stamatolopoulos does well, and there was a line ball for a penalty there. If he hits the ground, would have given the ref something to think about. And then Diamante, beautiful technique. Curtis Good seeing the ball clear. Very promising moment for Western United.
Involved twice there, Curtis Good, those last 2 touches for City. Jamison advancing into the box. Wales goes to Brillante instead. Now Luna. Brillante again able to face forward. Deft flick. A nearly moment from Berenguer, looking to release McLaren. Vinbickler let it bounce. Good allowed him to get back into it, and Yule was offside anyway. Scored a stack of goals in the Victorian NPL to then get his opportunity in the A-League. 25 years of age now. Zarnes needed Good to be there to keep out the Diamante strike. Sloppy one from Good. And Vinbickler not going to get away with it second time around. Challenge from behind, 2 of them, says Adam Kersey, and it's going to put you into the book. He replaced Harrison Delbridge on 4 yellow cards this season.
That's a pretty ordinary effort from Vinbickler. You know, the ball was in the next suburb. He was on the wrong side of the striker. He's just gone in completely to nail his opponent. Is that one of those orange, yellow plus 70%?
No, I think it's a yellow. But I think if the studs, as you say, landed on the back of the calf and Achilles region, then maybe it's an 80%.
Yeah, so that what you say is true, but the contact wasn't so bad. It was the twisting action and how Besart Berisha falls under that contact. It was a pretty ordinary effort from Vinbickler.
Diamante, again, stylish pass. And showed too much to Vinbickler this time. Careful, Richard. Besart's got you collared. He wants a bit of revenge. And he's hot under the collar.
Well, you know, if he just held back a fraction, they would have pinched the ball and gone. So he does well. The foul's committed there. The ref's waiting to see what happens. But I reckon if he sticks to his guns legally there, Besart Berisha, reinforcements would have arrived and they could have pinched the ball.
5 years ago, there may have been a foul a lot earlier. Berisha getting his chance.
5 years ago, he might have been inviting Vinbickler out the bat.
That was about 8 years ago, wasn't
Whatever.
it? Pascal Boschgart. Time flies. support for Berisha there. Header inside. Scott McDonald on the Western United team sheet, and all reports are that he'll be joining the Brisbane Roar, and his time at Western United is already over. A bit going on with the club. Connor Chapman headed to South Korea. John Hutchinson has left as well, one of Mark Rudan's assistants. So perhaps understandable that they've been a little disjointed today. Guys asking him about Scott McDonald?
Yeah, well, he didn't confirm it completely. It was as though he hadn't heard the story. I think it's as good as done.
The story says that McDonald fell out with the coach.
We didn't ask him that. But it was an outcome mediated by the TFA.
Call yourself journos, do you?
Haven't yet.
Not asking the hard questions. Wales again to the byline. Great burst of speed. Kurto elects to punch and got away with it. Thank you, move. Diamanti has the ball. Pasquale gave it back. Gets it back from Skotadis now, and Western United should be able to maintain possession on this occasion. Over the head of Berisha once more. Not quite breaking his way yet.
No, they've been more convincing since the drinks break. Western United, they've still got a long way to go. But they've stemmed the tide. Maybe Melbourne City have just dropped off a fraction after their really impressive opening 25 minutes. Just watching Yule and Berisha work together as a twin strike force. You don't see it a lot nowadays. The old two strikers working together, and that's one area that could improve. Berisha's making a run across the line. Yule's got to be in closer proximity so he can link up. Made a couple of good connections so far, but needs to be more consistent.
And what's the Stamatolopoulos part of the attack then? He's just a left-sided
midfielder, yeah.
Advancing at times.
As he can, yeah.
Sometimes it looks like a front three. Well, he's got more defensive responsibility.
His natural instincts are to attack, so he'd feel like he's playing slightly out of position as a left midfielder.
Drifting inside again. Berisha won it cleanly. Great challenge by the veteran. Western United looking to strike quickly off the back of that. Berisha found by Diamanti, dancing his way around. Berisha turning back the clock here. Squeezes one out to Pasquale, who pushed on from right back and can deliver now. Good looking ball too. And Berisha with the body work early on, getting rid of Noon, prompted the whistle.
Good passage of play, great touch. Sequence of them from Desai Berisha. Diamanti launching the attack again with another nice pass. It's a more even event now, Speedy, you get the feeling.
Promising delivery as well from the wide area by Seb Pasquale. He's got his defensive duties to deal with again. He wants it top of the box. Wales has found an avenue to him. Atkinson square. Likewise Noon. Great run. Left all alone. That is oh so easy. Adrian Luna doubles Melbourne City's advantage. Western United's new look back four all at sea yet again.
Craig Noon's game continues to rise here this evening. 2020 looking good. Brillante dishes off to the Englishman. There's Luna on the edge of the box. Clearly onside. Players waving for offside rather than following their runner, and they've paid the ultimate price. It's a really sharp finish. Beautiful ball from Craig Noon. That's a lovely goal. That's poor defending from Western United. Really poor.
Scored 2 when they turned it on against Newcastle. Adrian Luna, and now has 4 for the campaign. Oh, Philip Curto stood no chance as Western United's back 4 was caught out. It was Aspro, the deepest line of the back 4, keeping Luna well and truly onside. And Pasquale just hoped the flag would come. Melbourne City's fans liking what they're seeing as they bounce back from back-to-back losses. Noon in the mood. I think he'll be playing on the left-hand side too often in the next month or so, Harps. Would you think?
Well, he's found his mojo. He excited us during the Cup what he was going to bring with his team in the league, and he's dropped off. The coach has persevered. And it's paid a dividend today. He's been very, very good. Both flanks have been very effective. Lockie Wales down the left and Noon down the right. Excellent work.
I was there that night when he scored that cracking goal on debut in the FFA Cup. And again, he was on that right-hand side, cutting in, left foot strike. I think he likes it out here. Of course, Javier Cabrera's done a pretty good job on the right-hand side of the attack as well. Was there for Luna, and let himself down. He was trying the first time. Switch up to Noon again. So Brendan Hamill, who started the last game, has unfortunately done his ACL, so he's out for a year. Aaron Calver has broken a metatarsal. He's had surgery. He'll be on the sidelines for a while. That's why we're seeing this new look back 4. Ersin Gullum. Not on the bench either, battling injury. So down to the bare bones. And they've been under the pump, and now Curto has gifted it to Noon, who had options to go to McLaren quickly. Still might work out for City. While Wales in the wide area. Brillante trying to bend it for that top corner.
Interesting from Brillante. Probably should shoot from distance more than he does. But scooping it to the back post. Not a bad idea from Josh Brillante.
Noon had the chance earlier, though, didn't he, when Curto just gave it straight to him. That one. Oh, great duel between the two number 11s, and Payne hit the deck, had the wind knocked out of him briefly. Mombas liking what he's saying. Said the youngsters would get a chance today. Kolakovsky, who we've seen, Moody Najjar, and also Yaya Dukouli hoping for his A-League debut. Joe Gauci, the backup goalkeeper today, with Tom Glover away. Architects this time. Wales won it back against Pasquale. One of the more incredible stats dug up during the week by the Fox Sports stats department is what Melbourne City have done in their first games of a new year. They've taken 22 points out of a possible 24 in their first games of each new year since they came into the competition. On track to make it 8 wins and 1 draw, no defeats at this time of year.
So what you're suggesting is that history's telling us that this good half is not a game-changing half for Melbourne City. They're not out of their funk yet.
You find a negative halves in that. As Payne hangs it up to the back post. I'm finding the positive. They should just come in every day and pretend, have a New Year's Eve celebration before every game, about 3 days out.
Yeah, well, sure. They've been very good this first half. Only fleeting moments of worry for them caused by Western United. It's been a disappointing, disjointed half from them, and very poor defending for the second goal. Very well put away it was by Luna.
Atkinson honouring the run of Berengay, and he's found him as well. Aspro dragged a long way from goal. Loon eventually used Berlanti. Luna dropped off, the scorer of the second goal. Atkinson now, second involvement. Not a bad shape. Barron was continuing a near post run there. Lovely build-up by Western United this time. Yule took off. The ball was on, but Barisha had his head down at the time. Here comes Kurtzo. Look out. McLaren's been gifted one. He's going to roll home number 2. And Melbourne City's third. A calamity before the break from Philip Kurtzo, who is the #1 sweeper keeper statistically. But this one, trying to play sweeper keeper, is a horror show for Mark Rudan.
Well, Philip Kurtzo has not looked himself today. Usually an outstanding keeper, and that just confirms it. Luna looking for the ball over the top. It's a decent run from McLaren, and that's just horrible. Jalen McLaren can barely believe his luck. 3-0 for Melbourne City. That's passing practice for J-Mac.
And he's joint top of the Golden Boot race again, alongside Adam Lafondra, unless he was offside, and VAR assigned Adam Kersey. I just want to check out how tight it was, as McLaren's effectively interfering with play, but it's going to get the all clear, I think. And away we go again. It looked like it had the potential pretty early on for a scoreline like this. Melbourne City dominant from the kickoff. Western United with a couple of moments, but in the main, it's been the team in sky blue all over them. Advantage played here. For a late challenge. It's last touch off Luna. It spun off his arm, I think. Stayed in. Berengay only just back to his feet after being chopped down on this near side. And a couple of minutes being added on. Oh, Berengay tried the old Bergkamp manoeuvre. Diamanti had a little talking to from Adam Kersey before the restart of play here. Last week in Ballarat was the first time this Western United club has conceded 3 goals. It was against Wellington. And they've coughed up 3 again here. Haven't had a bye. yet this season. That will come their first next week, and they'll have 2 in the next month and a bit. So other teams are going to make up a lot of ground in a hurry on them.
Yeah, well, it's a tough period for the club. First season in the A-League put together in pretty quick time, it should be said. And started well. Had the privilege, I guess in hindsight, of being able to pick a stable first 11 for the first few weeks of the season. One thing led to another, and personnel changed, and the results have been difficult to come by. It's been a poor half, though. And 2 really poor goals to concede. 2 of the 3.
The first half that belongs to Melbourne City. Fast starters in the new year traditionally, and it is the case again. They lead this one 3-0 against Western United. And it's an important team talk coming up for Mark Rudan. That is an emphatic scoreline. Let's get down to Archie.
Yeah, here with Jamie McLaren. Are those the 2 easiest goals you ever scored in your career, mate?
Yeah, probably. After the last 2 weeks, I've been disappointed in myself. 2 games, keep my standards high, and knew I'd get chances today. And when you work hard, the lucky ones come to you.
You must be pleased with the team performance in that first half. They came out and really dominated.
Yeah, look, they're a great side too, and we didn't stay to obviously go 3-0 up at half time. It's a bit surprising for us, but we said start well, and we haven't. Credit to the boys, their goal line clearance as well kept us in it.
Okay, best of luck for your second half, mate. How do Western United get back into it? Me, Zappers after the break, we'll analyse that first half. Yeah, brother. Oh, wow. City were good.
Yeah.
City were good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, got it now.
Good.
Yeah,
Yes,
I got you now, yep.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah.
Is that good? 30
Yeah.
seconds on the break. All the
Yeah,
cables on the
okay.
back there. Yeah, just pull those 6 men, shoot them down the side. Bring them in the side. Bring them right in the side. That's it. That's it. That's good.
Well, Melbourne City were looking to get back to winning ways, and at half-time it looks as though they may achieve that. They lead in a commanding position here. Round 13 of the Hyundai A-League. It's hot, and so are the home side. Melbourne City leading by 3-0. Archie Thompson, that was a pretty impressive display from the home side.
Yeah, definitely. And you can tell with West United, a little disjointed, a lot of players coming in, not played many games. And, you know, when you change a formation, especially to a flat back four, obviously against a City side that are really looking for something a little bit better than the last few weeks. They were so dominant in that first half. And for me, Pasquale out on that right just got a little bit exposed by the speed of Wales. But City's performance, probably best I've seen in a long time.
So much to go through, Archie. 5 changes for both teams coming into this one, but it was Melbourne City that settled the better. And Jamie McLaren, he's been in great form so far this season. Scored his 11th goal of the campaign early on here.
Well, this is what I was talking about. Pasquale, a little bit caught flat-footed. But again, this is probably one of the easiest goals that McLaren could score.
How many did you score like that? Few.
Mine will always go. But no, look with McLaren, you know, you've got to be in the right place at the right time. It was scrappy. You know, maybe Curto could have done better there by grabbing the ball. Maybe Astro could have cleared it. But McLaren was there to pounce. And look, he was on a little drought. A two-goal games without scoring. He gets one, and that lifts the confidence.
Some great interaction from Lockie Wales and Nathaniel Atkinson, who became involved in the game out wide as well. He spoke about those wide areas. They really took advantage of that in the first half.
Yeah, and they did. And, you know, when you're used to a West United side to have a back 3 or back 5, usually it allows kind of Payne to go forward. But just with the back 4, haven't been able to get forward, flat, and especially with that the second goal, I think it was.
Craig Noon with the assist was fantastic.
He's been outstanding this first half, but that little reverse ball in behind Pasquale, Astro, a little bit disjointed. I don't know if they work on offside. I haven't seen it in the past, but when someone's come into a side, hasn't played much football, sees a run like that, if I was a defender, he's played a lot of games, I would have gone, you know what, he's making a dangerous run. I'm going to stop that run by maybe getting in front of him instead of maybe just putting my hand up and saying, okay, this is going to be offside. But that's not taking anything away from Craig Noon and that ball. I mean, look, he's had good opportunities to score goals over the season, but what he does do really well and contributes to the City team is assists, and that beautiful ball, reverse ball, a little bit flat with the West United, and I'll tell you what, in that change room there'll be a lot of soul searching.
Speaking of assists, Philip Curto probably needs to go down as giving the next one to Jamie McLaren. That was a late Christmas present for Jamie McLaren. Curto's had an off night. He's done this a few times, passing the ball out of defence in a really shaky way, and he just misread this one.
Yeah, well, there was one instance when he looked to play it, and I think it was Craig Noon that stole it and kicked the ball wide. But again, there was a moment where Bessart could have maybe played the ball a little bit earlier on the run of Yule, but you get caught out. McLaren is going to make those runs on the shoulders. Curto, look, I just think that West United across the park have had a pretty off day. And again, you've got to put it down to personnel, change of formation, a lot of young players in there that haven't played much game time. I remember an instance when Ange Postecoglou took a team at Met West victory over the Central Coast Mariners. They were losing 4-5-0, and all he said to the players, look, I don't even care about results. I just want a conditioning session. I'm pretty sure what Mark Rudden be saying the same thing to West United. Let's get a bit of pride back into this club. Okay, we're a lot of young players, haven't played much game time, but I want to see a better performance. And we saw a little bit just after the drinks break when Diamante finally got on the ball and had a great shot. Things might have changed if that goal had gone on that was stopped on the line by Curtis Good, but it wasn't. but they can come out, still got 45 minutes. It's about pride.
One player that will be showing plenty of pride for Western United is Bessa Barisha. You know all about him, played alongside him at Melbourne Victory. They're the type of leaders you need on the park. And we saw him try and get involved, try and get his team into this contest in that first 45.
Well, that's what you're going to get from Bessa Barisha. He's going to throw his body about. It's just about all the players around him. It's need to lift. It's a formation up front that hasn't played much football together. Training is completely different than playing on a pitch, but Bessa Barisha will always give 110, chase it down, and it's probably, this match in particular, his touches have looked a lot better than what I've seen in the past few matches too.
All right, we're hearing Harrison Delbridge may come on in the second half. We'll find out on the other side of the break. Arch, before we go to the break, what do you do if you're Melbourne City 3-0 up? It could be easy to become complacent now.
Well, look, I think it's again about intensity. You want to show that you're not happy with 3-0. You're a team that wants to win and score goals. And at the end of the day, it sometimes comes down to goal difference. So they want to be on the front foot, especially after the last few weeks' performances.
Yeah, David McLaren will want his hat-trick as well, knowing how strikers think. Don't go away, plenty more to come. Here from Amy Park, on the other side of the break, Melbourne City in control of the moment.
Speedy, coach to Speedy. You there, mate?
Hello, Coach.
Excellent, got you there loud and clear.
Hello, Coach. This is Eric Mombarts. We're going to talk to us.
Eric Mombarts. Yeah, thanks, mate. It's working. Cheers.
Hello, Eric.
Hello. Looking good so
Mr.
far.
Mombarts, good evening.
Yes, good evening. You're hearing me, Speedy? That a yes, Speedy? You got me? Yeah, Speedy, you got me, mate. Have you got me? Speedy, Jordan. Still chatting, Speedy?
Yes, I could.
Excellent. All right, going away now. We'll give it to the coach. Next time he'll be the coach you here.
Half-time here at Amy Park, 3-0 Melbourne City, beat Cafe's coffee, smooth, delicious, and barista made. Jordan Canellis and Clint Bolton. Clint, what do you make of the first half, 3-0 Melbourne City?
It's a disaster show for Western United, and the 3-0 down, and it's the big moments, the goals themselves, which will be the biggest worry for Mark McGann at half-time. It was the manner in which they conceded, which is worrying. It's hard to see it take braveness to think that Western United can get back into this game. However, Western United have been the team that have found themselves in losing positions more often than not and gotten points out of games. So there is hope, but it's a long road at this moment.
Who would be the key player for Western United if they get back in?
Diamantes has been pulling the strings, and he's been the man who's delivered some nice balls in behind to create goal-scoring opportunities. But a vocal Western United crew here at Amy Park, first time, maybe can rouse their team. Barisha get up and firing. Obviously, Barisha up and firing. Maybe there's a way back in at the moment, but Melbourne City will control.
City score again?
If Western United open up, they probably will. If it's someone chasing this game, then Melbourne City are good enough to score again. Maybe Jamie Murray hat-trick.
Second half coming up, hopefully a hat-trick on the way for Jamie McLaren. You listen to it on Football Nation. We're here for McCafe, thanks to McCafe. Coffee, smooth, delicious, and barista made. Second half not far away.
City 34, Amy Park, welcome back to your City
substitution for your team. Entering the field, number 4, Harrison Delbridge.
Welcome back to Amy Park. Melbourne City in control of this game. They lead 3-0 at the break, and their coach, Eric Mombert, good enough to join us. He must be delighted with that first half performance.
Yes, it's exactly what we have played just before. Okay, yes, happy to score 3 goals, but the most important now is to continue in the same way.
And you've made a change. Harrison Delbridge for Vinbickler. Was that the yellow card concern?
Yes, yellow card, and also it is the first start from a long time for Richard. And yes, it's better for him maybe because it's very hot to play only 45 minutes.
Thanks for your time. Good luck second half.
Thank you.
Western United chasing the game, about to kick things off. Yes, Barisha won't be too sad to see the back of Vinbickler, who gave him a working over in that first half. A couple of challenges from behind that led to a booking. And we're away again. Can Western United turn this one around? And famously turned around another derby from 2-0 down to win it with 3 unanswered goals. That was against the Victory. How do they get back into this one, Andy?
Well, they need to eliminate the very basic errors that have cost them goals badly. One thing they can't fix in a half-time break is dealing with the speed player on player. There's a clear differential between the Western United players and a number of them and the Western United players speed-wise. But they've got to pass the ball better, be safer in possession, take responsibility defending.
It was one of those matchups you talk about. Wales is lightning quick, and Pasquale not in the same league, but he had the skill to burn him there, and he wanted to return ball from Barisha to try and get one of his own back. And Barisha let him down a little. Skitardis is going to try and find Pasquale. It's his only option, and he's wondering why a teammate wasn't there. Anti blocked off successfully by Jamison. Andy thought it might have been obstruction. It's Delbridge. 45 minutes for him after being dropped to the bench this evening. Lovely switch from Noon on the first bounce to Wales. Able to surge into the area and look for Luna. Pass a little awry. Brillanti tries to keep them in that attacking third. Noon did well not to give away the foul. Here's Atkinson. A lot of confidence. Broke off Noon for McLaren on a hat-trick. 4 goals in a game and a half against tonight's opponent. And the foul goes against Barisha here.
Well, you sort of look like Vinbickler. He says to Josh Brillanti, that's as close as I'm going to get. There's not a lot in it. He's happy that he transgressed.
Retreated and left Connor Payne to fulfill the role as the one-man wall. Noon whips one into a central area. Darren Gay cushion it for Noon. McLaren presents. Yotets now will let that one roll. Time ball didn't come off. Skatanis in the road. Great duel won by Wales, who then dragged back Pasquale, who was trying to chase down this one with Jamison. Referee had a good view of it, said play on. Stamatolopoulos in the road to win it back. Where Pasquale would prefer to play in midfield. Now he and Skatanis can swap places again. Obviously enjoying the chance to eye off the Western United bench, who were giving him a bit of a spray, perhaps. Looks like Western United are preparing an early change here. 5 minutes into the second half. He's getting the call. Radakunda. What would be his A-League debut? Ooh. Yule from behind, and that had that scissor kind of motion about it. Berengay the victim, and only one outcome when you go in like that.
Yeah, when you land on the ankle, the back of the leg, that landing there can do all sorts of damage to a player's ankle.
Nearly wiped out his teammate too.
A wrecking ball. Tino Yule. Quite seen the spark we might have expected to start this second half from Western United.
First time ball over the top, McLaren and Berengay in behind. Here comes Noon again onto his left, trying to bend it, and they were that close to number 4. Hurto was flying. City fans were waiting for the back of the net to bulge.
It had that moment when it was flying and floating. You just thought. Hurto at full stretch. He's beaten the keeper. Just can't curl it inside the post, though. Craig Noon.
You're never quite sure with Philip Hurto how close the shots are, though, when he dives like that.
This is true.
He's got a reputation for that that's gone worldwide. Zanis protecting the goal in front of the City Terrace, who are in fine voice, and the acoustics at Amy Park are terrific as well, providing a nice atmosphere for this Friday night encounter. We already have that New Year's Day game as well in this round. Double-header tomorrow, then the victory in action on Sunday. We'll skim away off Yurtets there. Handy touch from the Croatian. Delbridge reading it well ahead of Yule. Berisha strong. Got a jolt from Jamison. And Good took it away eventually.
Thought his Good just monstered Bessar Berisha then, didn't he, Speedy? Monstered him. And tweaked his hamstring in the process.
Atkinson delivering away by Aspro. And time for that Western United change.
Substitution, Western United making way number 12.
Congratulations to the 20-year-old Teal Radakunda, Melbourne local, who was with the Victory youth team for a while there, now gets his opportunity at senior level with Western United. And it's Yurtets, who is a yellow card away from a suspension, who's been withdrawn here with his team trailing by 3.
Well, it's a big job on debut to go into the centre of midfield of a team that's down by 3 goals. seeing how Iradikunda goes of Burundian ancestry.
McLaren combining with Berengay, broken up by Payne. Stamatolopoulos. His other front men peeling out wide, and Delbridge knew what was coming. Oh, Berengay, it's been a stylish return from him to the starting lineup. Marking out some instructions, talking about movement. Noon teasing one. Pasquale well positioned. Back by Jamison for Wales. Pasquale in the road, Wales around him, cut back. And that's a handy touch off for Iradikunda. Otherwise, Noon would have been smashing one towards goal. Iradikunda able to help it on. Payne has some open pastures. Haven't seen him launch forward too often in this game. Much work at the defensive end with these two fullbacks in the back four. Late consolation last week, 3-0 down against Wellington. Diamanti scored from the spot in the 89th minute. He breathed some life back into this contest. And Bazanis would love to keep a clean sheet, of course. Remind the coach of his talents. Get a good run of games with Glover and the Australian under-23s away for hopefully a good 3 weeks or so. Trying to finish in the final of that tournament to get them through to the Olympics. Japan not involved, of course. They're guaranteed a spot in the football tournament at Tokyo 2020 as host nation. Lovely pass from Berlanti gave McLaren a half chance. Playing ball boy. Diamanti. Light's a bit of an issue for Stamatolopoulos. Atkinson. Really does stride out at top speed, able to keep that close control. Now Noon trying to do likewise. He's going to cut back onto his left. Nice idea at the end of it all, but that time Adrian Luna knew that he was offside.
Well, they did cut upfield with real speed and efficiency. Melbourne City and Western United just find it really difficult to foot it with them.
City would close the gap to Sydney FC to 6 points if this result finishes with them collecting the 3 points. Sydney FC return to action tomorrow against Adelaide United. at Cogra after Wellington take on the Central Coast Mariners. It's a double-header on Fox Sports tomorrow. There's that gap on a live ladder. Opened up to 9 points, and how different it could have been if City had held on to that 1-0 advantage that they had when Ryan Grant was sent off 25 minutes in the top of the table clash. Pasquale nearly for Stamatolopoulos.
Nearly. Frustrating, though, this is for Mark Rudan. I'm just wondering, an hour played, where we go from here. I'd be inclined, Speedy, to cut Diamanti free, play him up front, make another change. Not expect him to be chasing back into midfield and doing that workload. Just let him hover around the front line and cause trouble as his instincts dictate. They've got to do something to break the inertia here at the moment. It's very, very comfortable for Melbourne City.
What's your change then, man for man? What are you doing?
I'm bringing on Max Burgess. Probably giving Bessart Barisha a spell.
Okay.
And let Burgess create with Diamanti just playing up front, being a nuisance. Still need the pace of Valentino Yule. He's looked good on the couple of occasions he's had the ball.
Near space again for Wales as Luna committed. Pasquale back to Jamison, and he nearly picked out McLaren with the pass. He would have been offside though. Scott Jamison will say to Lachie Wales, mate, I'm a lefty, if you haven't noticed, in my previous 250 games or so.
It's a decent slide, this one.
He's not too far away from that 250 mark. Jamo, 244 tonight. No change to that halftime score as we've gone past the hour mark. I've seen some comebacks from 3-0 deficits in A-League history. Famously in a final when Jamie McLaren was involved on the losing side of things that year. As Berlanti has a go, and Curto smothered it on the half volley.
Yeah, good goalkeeping, comfortable, but that's more like it from Josh Berlanti. We want to see him shooting from distance more. He does pick up a lot of possession in that part of the field. It was a good effort on goal. Well saved by Curto.
Jamison gave it away to Yule. One back by Luna. Spell of possession for City. Not sure if that was the instruction offered by Eric Mombert to pass it around a little, or whether the players did that themselves. Now they look to build Jamison in the central area. Delbridge quickly out to Noon. Berlanti can face forward. Luna made another run and he was wide open. They're all at sea, Western United. Open for business, as some people say. And Luna jumped in the air after they missed him on that occasion, thinking, come on, boys. I've already scored once with a run like this. Diamanti, space. Barisha. Can he pull one back here? Bessart Barisha, chance for Yule. And then an air swing from Stamatolopoulos. Just got away from it. That number's in the box. And it was a close run thing. for Western United.
That was a golden chance there from Ewell, wasn't it?
Any kind of redirection and he scores.
You'd reckon.
Card coming out here. For what happened during that Western United build-up. Nathaniel Atkinson, who's about to take the City free kick, picks up the yellow. He must have dragged someone back during that last attacking sequence.
Here's the touch that should have been from Ewell. Berisha does well there. Stamatopoulos doesn't. Ewell with the missing ingredient.
Good time they tried to find Luna. Durante stepped up. Chance here again. They can go forward. Ewell had made an interesting run, but now Jamison has him covered. And Diamante knocked off the ball again. Strong challenge by Craig Noon, who's let down by Berengay, who may just be feeling the pinch a little. The pitch, and McLaren denied his hat-trick by a sprawling Philip Curter.
Well, just as likely to score from there, Jamie McLaren. It's a dead giveaway again from Connor Train. His blushes have been saved by Philip Curter.
They open up Sydney FC with a corner routine from this side. The opening goal from Connor Metcalf, of course, who's not available today. This routine is rather elaborate. Time for the delivery, and they're in behind. It's so beautifully worked, and Berengay betwixt and between on whether to shoot or cross, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a tough one at full stretch and off balance as a result. Couldn't control the effort. Beautiful work. Josh Belanti's been very impressive tonight. Nice little run. Again, looks like Aspro was playing him on again. And if it wasn't for McLaren's shot that Curte saved, that one should have made it 4-0.
Controlled it with the arm. Did Valentino Ewell there? Really enjoying himself. Likewise, Craig Noon. That one's going to get away from him, though. And Florent Berengay is just not quite coming off for him at the moment. Last 5 minutes or so. He was slapping his own head in frustration in back play there after the ball went out for the throw-in off him. Delbridge, 1 yellow card away from a suspension. He just reminded the referee how many fouls he's made so far. Just want to get one for an incorrect accumulation. Well done by Ewell to keep his feet there. Now he's away. Released by Skatadis. Berisha in the middle. Just eluded him. Was he on or off, I wonder? He didn't touch it. Flag stayed down. Recycled all the way back to Payne. What do you think of Berisha's run?
Well, it was looking promising. And the ball from Ewell just in front. It's like Berisha saying, pull it back for me. It's going to be offside, isn't it?
Yep. It happens a lot. Now he wants it cut back, and he's been found. What can he produce outside the area? Bessar Berisha back to Payne. Two former Melbourne Victory men combining. Atkinson able to block the secondary cross. Fourth official's about to get a workout. 3 changes about to be made. As Berisha asked for a corner, doesn't matter, he was offside. So Roston Griffiths about to come on for City, and Mark Rudan will make a double change.
And it's drinks break, I think, Speedy too.
And Thorin Barangay looked like he'd run his race. Another A-League debut coming up for Josh Cavallo, the number 17. He'll be coming on for Western United, along with Dylan Arias taking on his former club. Archie Thompson at pitch level. I think the players will welcome this drinks break. How is it down there? Archie's gone AWOL, but I've just seen him return. Archie, how are the conditions down there?
Mate, they are a little tough. Obviously, the haze is starting to come down over the pitch, but the humidity is still quite high. I mean, the intensity of the game has been quality considering the conditions, but what I think Mark Rudan's game plan in that second half is obviously just to start bleeding some of these young guys, give them the opportunity.
You think that's going to pay a dividend, Archie? Are you seeing the game unfold?
City look good. City look really good. And I think for Western United, it's just about getting these young guys the opportunity, giving them a taste of A-League football. I think this game's pretty much done for Western United. Just from being down here on the sideline, Mark Rudin very, very disjointed. And I can see him single over to his substitutes. Yep, we're going to go for young players.
Well, they're certainly getting their chance here. Very young midfield, Skatardis. 5 or 6 straight starts now. Radakunda joining him. Torres on. And Carvalho on too.
He's going to play on the left-hand side. Cavallo, another taking on his former club. Played with Melbourne City's youth team for a while there and moved to the new club for an opportunity at senior level. And Atkinson just reminds him of how he used to toy with him on the practice pitch. Flick over the top. Just letting him know who's boss. Not sure if someone told Mark Rudan about your plan for the change halves, but he's gone the other way. And
I would say that given he's gone completely the 180-degree opposite direction, someone did tell him.
He's left Berisha out there.
Oh, look, I'm ecstatic that kids are getting a go. I'd like to think that it's not a case of giving this one up and nothing else to be gained, apart from blooding youngsters. You know, a goal, and Valentino Ewell might have had one to get it back to 3-1. It changes everything. So
here's Wales in behind Pasquale. McLaren makes his move. Big cut back to Berlanti, who tried the extravagant.
I doubt very much that the coaching staff at Western United have kissed this one goodbye. Although it would have been good night had Berlanti managed to negotiate that one a bit better.
Luna, what a deft ball over the top that is for Wales, and Pasquale took it away just as Wales was about to put his move on. Diamanti, terrific ball again, flag staying down. A late decision by Bazanas, who's given away a penalty. Adam Kersey gives it, and the changes have brought a reward here. It was indifferent goalkeeping by a goalkeeper low on confidence. Bazanas could have come and collected that comfortably, but he backed off, hesitated, and the substitute just on. Young Josh Cavallo just kept on going, and even though the ball was going out, he's clearly fouled in the box. Penalty given.
No question. No question at all. Good run. Beautiful ball from Diamanti. Doesn't it attract a yellow card as well, Speedy? It hasn't today.
Would have thought it's worthy.
Oh, that's standard yellow card in that situation.
Maybe there's some technicality that says he's given up a penalty making a football challenge, so not going to give him the double whammy. I think Diamante's just saying, let's get on with it here. VAR's checking what. So can Besart Berisha convert? 20 from 28 in his A-League career when he stepped up to the spot. Bazanis trying to make amends. Berisha sends him the wrong way. It's back to 3-1. Not the biggest celebration from Besart, but maybe, just maybe, they can turn it around.
Well, a lifeline thrown by Dean Bazanis. Hasn't had much to do tonight, to be honest. Maybe that break has affected his concentration, but he took a leaf out of Philip Curto's book and horribly mistimed his intervention. The penalty resulting should have been accompanied by a yellow card. We'll have to research the potential technicality to which you refer there, Speedy.
122 goals now in his A-League career for Besart Berisha, and 15 in 22 against tonight's opponent. And here's another chance. Parias, look at the teammates over, and that's handball. It's another penalty. Adam Kersey well positioned to adjudicate. What on earth is going on here?
Well, exactly the same challenge by Harrison Delbridge was a red card in Geelong. Second yellow, indeed. But he's slid in, that arm's out. Handball, yellow card. Diamante says, I'll have a crack for this one. The speed of Perez. A poor pass out of defence from Melbourne City. Have they got the yips now? I tell you what, Diamante nails this one. It's going to be young on for young and old.
Do you like the call, the change of penalty taker? Looks like Diamante's the one who said to Berisha, just cool your jets, I'll take this one, and take away the risk of the mind games between striker and goalkeeper. I don't know why we have this long wait now. Kersey's made the right call. VAR checking out something, dotting I's, crossing T's. Hang on. What has happened here? Surely it can't be a debate over whether Delbridge has given away a pen with the handball part. It must be something in the build-up, surely.
Well, meanwhile, Scott Jamieson has taken the opportunity to get his team together.
They're going to say this maybe could be upgraded to red because it's going to be a teammate tapping it in the middle. They're saying this is denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, so it could get worse for Melbourne City, and Delbridge could be sent off twice in this fixture. The ball's not going to get there.
No, you can't send him off for that. He's not thought, I'm denying goal scoring. He's... Oh, who knows? We should have learned by now not to go out too hard too early.
And that's Alex King back in the VAR centre. I think that's going to be cut out by Roston Griffiths, that pass, isn't it?
Well, there's enough doubt. There's enough doubt. Penalty properly awarded will do.
What's Kersey thinking? Alex King just wanted him to make sure, and he might be off here, you know. I think King has convinced Adam Kersey that it should not be a yellow and it should be a red. VAR has made a big call, and there aren't many who will agree with this one. City are down to 10, and soon their lead could be down to 1.
Well, I don't agree with that. Tell you what, he was cruising for 70 minutes, Eric Lombek, cruising. May as well have been on the French Riviera.
The yellow card and pen look like the right call. The red is extremely harsh.
Well, Diamante's got to finish this off, or else the excitement won't be worth it. But if he gets this penalty in, it's going to be a rocket final 15 minutes.
And the rest. That took a long time. Stoppage time could be anything. So Diamante v. Bazanis. He went the same way as Berisha, and they have 2 penalties in about 5 minutes to start turning this one around again.
Well done, Dylan Price. A look of utter bewilderment on Harrison Delbridge's face. There's no doubt about the finish, and it's game on. Suddenly, the Western United bench, hitherto moribund, is now full of life.
Great word, moribund. So we talked about Bazanis not getting a yellow card for wiping out Cavallo. Suddenly Delbridge gets a yellow card. That's not enough for giving away his pen.
Yeah, well, I disagree with that sequence, unless there's a technicality on the goalkeeper one, but that's a yellow card every day of the week, and the goalkeeper should be on tenterhooks. Harrison Delbridge, I agree with you, Speedy, that there was enough doubt that that ball was going to make a Western United teammate for the yellow card to suffice.
How's Mark Rudan's double change looking now?
Inspired.
You've inspired him.
Maybe he did hear mine. Well, I mean, let's just shoot the breeze whilst we enjoy the climax to this match. Melbourne City blow a 3-goal lead against a team that was really providing little resistance. It hasn't happened yet, so we shouldn't... But you can't help thinking about it, can you?
Yeah. Mentality brought into question by their own coach this week. This would be a collapse of monumental proportions. And the double change, the most recent, Western United, they've both won penalties for their team within minutes of coming on. First this guy, Cavallo, then Farias. Bazanis able to pluck that one out of the sky. Hanging in the air a long time. Those 2 number 11s have never had duels like it tonight. They've had 2 of them right on the halfway line. Time Noon came off second best. Being replaced because he was in yellow card trouble in the first half to bring on Delbridge, the fresh man.
Was it yellow card trouble that did it?
Yeah, I asked that of Eric Monbear. You may remember in that halftime interview.
I didn't. Otherwise engaged.
He said it was part of the reason.
He looked like he picked up a little bit of a knock too. Anyway, yeah, look, the irony is not lost, Speedy. It's not lost.
He also said because it was his first start in a long time, he wasn't going to last the 90. Diamante, searching ball. Bazanis able to come again. Another 3-2 involving Western United, as it was famously for them to come from behind and beat the Victory. Still some work to do to come from behind and roll City, but they were dubbed the Comeback Kings at that stage. They've done it a couple of weeks in a row. And potentially might do it again here. Doing it twice in one season, coming from 3-0 down against Adelaide, against Sydney FC. Doesn't happen too often. City would love the insurance of a 2-goal buffer again. Here's Wales. McLaren, who fed him, is now in the area. And it deflects the way of Noon. Well defended at the end. Plenty of bodies back for United. Wow, Adrian Luna, help yourself to a yellow card. Get it moving, says the Western United bench. Cynical of the highest order by the Uruguayan. Didn't fancy chasing. Cavallo with a really late challenge on Roston Griffiths. Might see him in the book in a moment. Good advantage played for Atkinson. City scored with 10 men against Western United last time they met in round 3. McLaren ran away from them. Atkinson now. Great stretch and read by Pasquale, but he's got more work to do now. Wales gets it second time around. Luna looking for McLaren. He'll pick up the second ball here and go back to Wales once more. Oh, risky challenge. He got a little bit of the ball and then Wales. And Kersey's having a blinder as he was perfectly positioned again. Now he's going to give the yellow card to Cavallo for what happened earlier. Well done, referee, tonight, apart from the red to Delbridge.
Yeah, and the non-yellow to Dean Bazanis. Otherwise, he's going great.
Does he get the ball there?
And there's enough doubt for VAR to come in and say, you better have a look at him. Same ref that match in Geelong, which also saw some Delbridge sent off.
Good knowledge.
That's part of the job still.
VAR's given that the all clear. Lucky he got some of the ball, otherwise Pasquale was in big bother. Try telling Wales it wasn't a foul. He's hobbling around on one leg at the moment. Was travelling. Pasquale a little dazed after heading that one out for a second quarter, and Wales has gone down requesting some treatment.
Well, really, despite the fact that they're a player down, they should be able to see this one out from here at Melbourne City. It's been a little bit too cautious, I think, from Western United since they got to 3-2. We were sort of hoping that they'd unleash all sorts of fury on the Melbourne City defence. They haven't really lifted the intensity significantly.
Withdrawn. Scott Galloway on as defensive cover as they look to see this one through. Still a long time to go in the game. Noon delivers. Will do from Jamison. Kept in by Noon. A lot of players had stopped, expecting the flag to go up. Ambitious attempt from Luna to find Noon. Well played, Skotadis. Gave it back to Galloway, though. And that's a foul by Pasquale. 7 times a team has overturned a 3-0 deficit and got something out of the game. Twice have come back to win. Adelaide United last year, famously. 4-3 in the end, Mile Uznic. The Wanderers in a final, Dario Vidicic, 5-4. And 5 times a 3-3 draw at the end of things. They haven't committed too many players into the box, as you can see, City. And they've got Noon ready to head to the corner flag. They can just roll it back to Galloway. The corner flag is the motive, perhaps. Is it too early to do that? 2 minutes plus the stoppage time to come. Well, never too early when you're down 10.
Well, it's not my favourite part of the game. It's not suited at all.
Noon now. And Durante earns the goal kick. Western United don't want to be running to corners. Amato will go long, it appears. Mark Rudan trying to urge his team to push out, push further forward. Well, they can play higher up the pitch. With the ball in their possession. 90th minute we enter. How many more to go? We'll find out in 45 seconds time. Daniel Elder, the fourth official. Some long VAR stoppages, most notably when Delbridge was shown his red card. Look out in row B. Noon apologising. Gunda. Cavallo. Cut out by Griffiths. Asking for an offside flag, but it never got to Berisha if he was. Five minutes it is to be added on. Feels like unders. Keeps on going here, Dylan Parias, and he'll get the decision. A multitude of fouls to select from Adam Kersey. He's making that point.
Well, excellent perseverance. Really good tonight. Wasn't great in his start last week against in Ballarat against the Phoenix, but he made this happen through sheer will. All eyes on Dean Bazanis as Diamante lines up.
One-man wall. Does he go for goal, Diamante? Or does he look for teammates? He's bending it into no man's land, but Griffiths got back. Back in, could easily have deflected off Griffiths. No touch, and Bazanis got everything behind it.
Had to as well. His hands haven't been as assured. Diamante, just terrific technique. Just nearly squeezed through, but he had his body behind. Save that one. Connor Payne will need to get this in quick smart. Western United will need to get the ball forward quick smart.
Deep. Aspro, who was under the pump for much of this game. Struggling to get in sync with the rest of his back four, but now he's stroking it around. Diamante heading it out of play. 2 minutes of the 5 have ticked by. 10 men hold on, or can Mark Rudan's side pull one out of the fire again? Keeping his feet, asking for another whistle that never came, and it's City's throw. Jamison says, let's take a bit more time out of the equation here. Referee and fourth official encouraging him to take the throw. Gives it plenty of air. Galloway. And he'll get the whistle, and it's another booking. Durante this time. It's gone back, seen from the time. Delbridge handled the ball, penalty awarded, until the time Diamante dispatched the penalty. 3 minutes and 32 seconds elapses. We're playing 5 minutes of stoppage time. Here's Noon. Well, now he's going to head to the corner flag. And he'll earn a corner at the end of it all. And the City fans rejoice. Kersey trying to get on top of any time-wasting tactics now. Look at all the Western United players coming across. They know it's just going to stay in that corner. And Moon will keep on winning them at the moment. He's done this before in relegation dogfights and what have you in the UK. Taking it from a different angle this time was Pasquale. And Luna can't play it out off them. One last hurrah. Kersey says no. That'll do us. And City hold on in a 5-goal thriller in the end. 3-0 up. They lost Harrison Delbridge to a controversial red card. Western United threatened the all-time comeback. But in the end, they couldn't find the third. And Melbourne City and their coach celebrate a morale-boosting 3 points. Eric Mombert says to Mark Rudan, well played. Not to be for Western United, who have some soul-searching to do as they get ready for their first bye so far this season before they return with those back-to-back home games in Geelong. Full time tonight. Friday night football, another epic. Melbourne City 3, Western United 2. Couple of penalties for Western United as we check in with Michael Zapponi.
Yeah, thanks, Speedy. A huge sigh of relief for the Melbourne City fans. Archie Thompson joins me at the pod for our post-game, and Archie, you can just sense it here. We spoke about their mental frailty, Melbourne City, and they needed this one tonight.
They definitely did, and I was on the sideline thinking, okay, the game is finished for Western United, but a mistake by Dean Bazanis lets the game, a penalty, lets Western United have a sniff. Mombart's on the sideline was livid. And then another penalty straight after. Okay, maybe a little stiff with the send-off, but apparently it was a goal-scoring opportunity that he stopped. But for me, he's just sliding and trying to stop the ball. That again allows West United to go into this game. I tell you what, a lot of hearts and mouths for Melbourne City supporters, but you got to say that maybe that last 15 minutes there was a bit of I've got to give a bit of credit to the City guys for digging deep. Obviously, when the momentum's with West United, but that's one happy man right there, and Eric Mombart.
Speaking of coaches, Mark Rudan, if he's going to take anything out of this game, it'll be the response when his substitutes came on. Josh Cavallo, Dylan Pereas, both involved in winning those penalties.
Yeah, well, I did say it when those substitutions were being made. It was more about giving these young guys the opportunity to get a taste of A-League football, because I did think that the game was already gone. But, and again, it is about taking your opportunity. I thought Dylan caused a lot of havoc down that right side, caused the penalty. Cavallo on the other side gets a penalty, and that's what you want from your substitutions. That's what you want from your young players coming through. So they can take a lot of confidence from that. I don't think throughout the game that they really turned up to the races, because City were outstanding. But again, this shows the frailty in the City team. But they dug deep. They got the 3 points, which was necessary.
And the penalties, Diamante took the second, Berisha the first. Looked like Diamante went up to him and said, no, give this one to me. How did that play out, do you think? You're a striker, you want to take those penalties after Berisha took the first one?
Well, I think maybe they have something that they do at training, whereas if there's 2 penalties, one takes one, the other one takes one. Because I know, obviously being a former teammate of Besart Berisha, he loves these opportunities, he loves these big occasions. But again, Diamante steps up, scores a goal. and it's 3-2, and there's a lot of nervous City supporters, but they got the 3 points after all.
Let's head to the pitch now. Andy Harper's got some reaction for us.
Yeah, thanks, App. I got Andrew Durante from Western United with me. Dura, there was a flurry at the end, but it sort of covered up a few cracks, didn't it?
Yeah, first half was really poor. Conditions were actually, really difficult, but we were lethargic, soft goals, silly goals to give away. Half time, the boss said, go out there and show a bit of fight and show that hunger that he wants to see, and I thought we did that, but like you said, it was a little bit too late.
Is it a function of the really drastic change of the personnel in recent weeks? I think back to the start of the season, Dura, everyone could predict what the 11 was going to be, and stability counts for a lot. Not always, but it certainly seemed to help you. How can you get back to that?
Yeah, look, we had some big injuries to important players, BJ, Calva, Ursun Gulam, the list of really strong pros. Scotty McDonald as well has affected us. I look at the top teams. Sydney always got the same lineup, always same players available, and if you can do that, you've got a better chance of winning games. And at the moment, we've just chopped and changed because of injuries. Some of it's a bit of form. So if we can get consistency, we've got a very good team.
You've got a rest coming up now, not too shabby. You'll be enjoying that as well. What's the plan?
Yeah, look, it's probably come at a good time. We probably need a little bit of a freshen up. We get some players back for the next game. I think Urs and Scotty aren't too far away. So, we got, I think, a Central Coast when we get back, and looking forward to that.
All right, Jura. Happy New Year to you, mate. Thanks for your time. Craig, well done to you, mate. That was, really impressive performance from you. You really excited us in the Cup, and tonight you look like the FA Cup Craig Noon.
Yeah, I mean, it was, as you say, I had a decent start in the FA Cup, and, I've been trying to do that in the league as well, but maybe it hasn't been coming off, but hopefully this is a turning point now, and I can help the team. It's not just about me individually, but hopefully I can help the team and make assists and goals.
Do you have a position that you prefer? I mean, you're a wide player, but do you prefer playing on the right, cutting in, or playing on the left?
I don't mind. No, I'll do a job for the team, wherever. If the manager wants me to play on the left or the right, I'm not too fussed.
And so then, when you're winning 3-0, very good performance for 70 minutes, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah,
Does it go through that? And Scotty Jamieson, I noticed, pulled the team together and read you all the riot act, because you've heard all the commentary about Melbourne City and losing from winning positions, the mentality issue that Coach Mombert had been talking about. Was that what Scotty Jamieson was talking to you guys about?
Basically, yeah. He just said, we need to show character now, and we need to fight, and I think that's what we're doing. I think Jamo got the message across really well, and we managed to see the game out. Yeah, we made it difficult for ourselves, but it showed our character that we managed to see the game out and get the 3 points.
It was a good 3 points to start the new year. Melbourne City very good at that, winning the first game of the new year. So congratulations, comfortably in second place now. Look forward to the next game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, yeah, Brisbane.
Good on you, thanks.
Thank you, thanks a lot.
Yeah, great to hear from Craig. And as we said in the interview, so good during the FFA Cup, Archie, and tonight we saw what he was capable of. That assist that he provided for that goal for Melbourne City, brilliant to watch.
Yeah, look, I don't think he's been disappointing. I just think that maybe goals have dried up a little bit, but he's still contributing with the assist. But he was phenomenal tonight. You can tell that back four was disjointed, but he really took advantage of it, and some really beautiful little assists here. This is what he practically did all night. He ran at the defenders. What we had been probably missing a little bit, that's that confidence to be able to take players on, and his distribution was fantastic tonight.
Yeah, it was indeed, and we saw so much of it early in the season. And Jamie McLaren seems to have built up a really good relationship with him, and Adrian Luna made the run there. We won't talk about the defensive mistake, but let's talk about the positives of that move forward, and the run by Luna was just as good as the pass.
Yeah, just beautiful, and Luna's been outstanding over the last few weeks, was making those great little runs in behind. But again, Noon, my man of the match, I think. Just his work ethic, his willingness to get at plays, his distribution was great. And like you say, that combination and that partnership he's starting to build up with McLaren is only getting to get better. But I tell you what, this match had everything. I mean, like I said, from sitting on the sideline, 3-0 down, 70th minute, I was thinking, okay, this game's done. Get the young boys on, let's see what happens. Then everything just flips on its head. Pretty much been City's couple of the last week.
It was limping out at 3-0 with 70 minutes gone on the clock, but it did come to life because of a couple of penalty decisions. Let's have a look at them now. Western United were given a lifeline. This is one of the substitutes, Josh Cavallo, who made the run. Dean Bazanas was in two minds. He should have come for this early on retrospect.
Yeah, well, look, when you haven't played many game times, you're low in confidence. Those sort of things happen. I mean, if he was probably a player in confidence at a goalkeeper, he wouldn't have gone for that, assessed what was around him. He had enough defenders. Atkinson was getting back, so there was no trouble for him to go out and really cause an issue there. But gets a penalty, and again, that gives a lifeline to West United. But I still believe that was just a little hiccup with City because they were solid all night. And that was probably the only real mistake that they made leading into that, what was probably a bit of mayhem in that next 5 minutes that followed.
The mayhem followed 60 seconds later because they turned over the ball cheaply, Melbourne City, and created another opportunity. Here is the poor pass, and the other substitute who came on, Dylan Pereas, wins the penalty. What was your take on the red card? Initially given as a penalty and yellow card, they went back to look at it and said, no, this is denying a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Red card for Nathaniel Atkinson.
Well, look, I think you could see it both ways. As a defender, if I'm looking at him coming out and making that challenge, he's not looking behind him to see what players were there. He could probably just go out there to make a challenge knowing his defenders behind him. So there was no, I think, on his part to stop a goal-scoring opportunity. For me, it was a little bit stiff that he got sent off, but of course, it is a penalty. But again, you make a mistake, you get punished, and that's what happened with City. They're a little bit sloppy in the back line. They concede. Curtis, in the first time they played West United, got sent off. You get sent off again, and again, it lets West United go on, but they stood still, stood strong, and they managed to see out the game.
And Alessandro Diamanti, no mistake with the penalty. He took it well. Geez, I just love the way he strikes the ball. It's so clean every time he gets, whether it's passing or taking a shot on goal. It's great to watch.
Oh, amazing. And look, I think before the first drink breaks in the first half, we didn't see too much of him. Straight after he started to get into the game, there was one shot that got cleared off the line. I think in that second half, he was starting to get involved a little bit more. And just the way that the game was, that he had to drop a little bit deeper than he normally would to get involved in a game. But you can see his quality. I mean, I would have loved to have been playing football still with him playing, because of the runs that you can make as a forward. And it's not you making the runs, he's finding you. So you make the runs where he's going to pass it. And unfortunately, again, tonight, probably didn't get on the ball enough. Purely due to the personnel, not enough players had enough game times. He's probably going deeper to get the ball, not as effective as that being up front. But if you're going to take positives out of this, it's the young guys that came in really turned the game up on its head.
I think we've got Alessandro Diamanti about to join us shortly, but Eric Mombert, the coach of Melbourne City, is ready now. I think he's with Andy Harper.
Well, Eric, it's a morale-boosting victory, but got a little anxious at the end there.
Yes, anxious. I don't understand, because we control totally the game, especially in the first half. 3-0 at half time. But also during the break, I asked the player to continue, but we make just a mistake, and now we give them 2 goals. So yes, at the end, we can win. It's good.
And the mistake from Bazanas, who had his opportunity to come back in tonight with Glover away, but probably lacking a little bit of confidence in goal at the moment, Dean Bazanas.
Yes, maybe, but just he has not too many things to do, and I know that it's also very difficult to do, because in the first half, nothing to do. He has to stay concentrate. He has to make this tactical decision making. Maybe he started to go, stop, and after, yes, he make this mistake. But we have to keep confident on him.
What did you make of the second penalty?
As we start, we make we were deconcentrated totally, and we give them the pass, and now we have a 1-1 in a box. Okay, I don't know exactly what's happened, and also we get a yellow card, a red card. Okay, it's very hard, but at the end, okay, we keep the result, so that is important.
There's potential there that Harrison Delbridge, because he's shown a straight red card, you can challenge that now because it looks like a decision that should not have been made, that he receives a straight red for a handball like that inside the box. Is that something the club will look into because you'll want Delbridge available for the next game if you can?
If it's possible, yes, I ask, but I'm not sure it's possible to do this. Maybe we'll see if yes, because with the new rules, maybe I don't know exactly, so I can't say too much on this.
And the first half performance to lead 3-0 though must have given you great heart coming off 2 losses in a row.
I don't understand. Sorry.
You must have been pleased with the first half showing.
Yes, it's exactly the style of play we want. We want to set up. Good control with our possession, and good position.